Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk because I have a lot of things in my mind. I feel like it's just important to really talk about certain things, certain topics. Today we're just going to talk about mental health because over the past year I've spent a lot of time on my mental health and I've paid more attention to it. I'm still doing it, but I thought that it'd be really interesting to really share with other people some of the mental health things that have really helped me. And moving forward, I think I'm going to do a lot more talking on here. When you're growing up, it's not something that you usually addressed. For instance, if you were growing up and you had a tummy ache, a headache, knee pain, whatever, parents usually just gave you pain medicine, or you just go to the doctor or something and they prescribe you medicine. Mental challenges were different. Unless you were specifically diagnosed, anytime that you had, a problem mentally, you were just told to just be strong, you're gonna be fine the next day, right? And because of that, growing up, it's very hard to tell someone that, well, if you're not feeling well mentally, why don't you just go to therapy? Well, it's not that easy because people grew up not really addressing their mental problems, and so all of a sudden telling them to go to therapy is very difficult to do. For me, I haven't been to therapy before, and it's something that I will do. And to people that also don't really understand therapy is not really going because you have this crazy problem with yourself. That's not really the point of therapy. A lot of us go through trauma. Almost everyone goes through trauma, childhood trauma, and there are a lot of experiences that we've had that have produced that trauma throughout our life. And I think therapy is a very good way to address those traumas. I'm a Christian as well, so I pray a lot. Although I haven't been really consistent with my prayer, it's something that I also do, especially regarding my mental health. So over the last few years, there are a lot of things that I've done to help my mental health that I'm going to continue doing forward, and I thought I'll share with you. The first thing that I realized I started doing was reading. I think the one thing about reading is when you start reading, you sort of zone everything out. Your phone is not next to you, just alone, sitting somewhere, and the only thing you're focusing on are the words of the book. And if you have a great book, it's also a plus. And it's really good, especially because you're able to zone everything out, and then you're just focusing on that one book. And I find that really relaxing, and it's helped me a lot. And so because of that, I've been able to read a good amount of books within a month. When you continue to make it a practice, it becomes something really good. The second thing I've also done was try to detach myself from social media. Now, what does that mean? Obviously, I create a lot of content on social media. God being so good, I've been able to create a big audience. The thing about that audience is when social media becomes this big, it becomes a money producing asset. And when it becomes a money producing asset, it becomes a job. And when it becomes a job, it sort of gets stressful. Because it's nice for me at the moment, and it kind of produces income as well, I have a lot of limits just because I don't use it as many people use it. I sort of use it mainly because I want to produce content, but also because it's a business at this point. And so there are a lot of points and there are a lot of things that I do to really detach myself from the actual social media life. People have asked me, if I'm going to be doing this for a long time. And the truth is, I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't think so. Every time I talk to my mom, I tell them this is part of the journey. It's not the final destination. I don't intend on doing content creating for a long time because I know of how big my social media is and what it's been able to do for me. I've been able to detach myself from what it comes with. I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of likes. You fall into the trap of paying attention to likes and all these vanity stuff, comments, going viral, stuff like that. Once you start putting so much focus on those kind of things, it affects you. And so I think one thing that I've learned is to really sort of detach my mental state from those kind of metrics, or I got whatever likes and stuff like that. One thing that also doesn't help is when you're on social media and you grow a big following, your engagement rate is usually your bragging rights to brand deals. If you want your engagement rate to be well, I think one thing that also you have to play into is the likes, the comments, the shares, stuff like that. Just it's because it's basically you're of value. But I've been able to really detach myself away from those things. I think the point what I'm trying to say is when you start social media, you're going to get involved with these likes and listening to people's comments, and it can get really detrimental to your mental health. And one thing I've really done is sort of detach myself away from it. And so reading, detaching from social media, And this one should have been the first one, but I pray too. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I should pray consistently. That's something I'm really working on. Sometimes I pray Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I don't, Thursday I do, Friday I don't, Saturday I don't. That's not right. And I think it's something that I have to be consistent in and keep on doing it. I've found out prayer helps me out a lot because it just allows me to sort of unload my burden to God. I'm a Christian and I believe in that. It's worked for me. And I think if you want to know it as well, it should work for you. So prayer should have been first. So let's take it back. We're gonna do pray, we're gonna do read, and then we're gonna detach from social media. Something that also has helped me is sort of going outside. Going out to play tennis. If you follow me, you know that I play a lot of tennis. And I go to the gym too. And that constant practice allows me to really focus on myself. And I found out that if you're going out and you're sweating, you're working out, there's a huge boost to your mental health. And it's helped me out a lot. I think it's probably one of the easiest things to do is literally just going outside your door and walking outside. If you're thinking of some things that you can do, going outside your door and just walking out in the sun really helps a lot. If you want to run, if you play sports, if you go to the gym, all those things help really well. If you're also looking into therapy, I think it's a good idea. Again, I haven't been to therapy yet, so I wouldn't be able to give you a good idea. But if you have a negative connotation around or a negative thought about therapy, there's nothing wrong with doing it. It doesn't mean you're crazy, doesn't mean you're stupid. That's not what therapy means. And if you're a Christian and you don't believe in therapy, you also have to understand God uses other people to reach out to you. God can use pastors, God can use strangers, God can use therapists. It doesn't really matter. Jesus was in the Bible. You know who washed his feet? Mary Magdalene. Go search who Mary Magdalene was. So if you don't believe in therapy, you have to change your thought. Jesus also uses people. Therapists are vessels as well. They're Christian therapists that can help you as well if you're looking into it. These days, there are actually more cost-effective options coming up. And I think as time continues to go on and it becomes more accessible to people, I think prices are going to be better too. So that's good. I'm trying to keep myself accountable for posting on YouTube. I just wanted to share this quick video to really show you what I've been doing. And I'm still doing it. Constantly trying to, constantly trying to improve my mental state and mental health. And if I continue to find more things, I will share it with you. But for now, I really appreciate you coming to my YouTube channel. We should be more consistent on here, I believe. But we'll get it done. But thank you for coming, or thank you for watching. Please share this with a friend who you think this would be really beneficial to. And I'll see you another time. Maybe next week. We'll see how things go.